Welcome back to the Deep Dig Sports Pod. I'm your host, Drew. My other host right over there.
What's up? It's D. Good to see you again. Today, after months of bitching, Damian Lillard finally got traded. So, before we get into that, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and drop some comments below. It really helps us out as a pod, and we're growing pretty rapidly. So, get on track.
So really quickly, this is just what ESPN has. There might be more terms to this, but right now we have Damian Lillard going to the Bucks. Portland receives Jrue Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Tomani Kamara, Milwaukee's 2029 first-round pick, and then they swap picks in 28 and 30. And the Suns receive Nurkic, Grayson Allen, Nas Little, and Keon Johnson. So right off the bat, how are we feeling about this trade?
I think it was a win-win-win. I think you can give a win to all three of these teams. The Bucks get to save Giannis because he was already talking about leaving Milwaukee. So they get him, another superstar. The Portland Trailblazers get rid of Damian Lillard and they add DeAndre Ayton. I'm not a big DeAndre Ayton guy, but it adds to what they're doing, and they get some picks, I guess. And they get that fucking problem off their plate. And the Suns get depth. They need it. They're such a top-heavy team, and we were trying to figure out how the hell are they going to actually build a roster because they just had so much cap space allocated to those three guys. So I think it's kind of a win for all of them if you kind of squint and look at it the right way. What about you?
Yeah, squinting pretty hard over there. Maybe take off your glasses and it'll look a lot better. I it could be a win-win-win. I think it almost feels like they all got they're all going to stay on that same line. Like, it doesn't feel like anything has changed too drastically for me. Like, yeah, Suns needed depth. But Nurkic is always hurt. Grayson Allen, I mean, he's a wild card, to say the least. Nas Little, he could probably be a rotation guy. Keon Johnson probably a bench guy. So you got these bench players, but like, how good are they? How much are they really going to help you? I guess you just needed bodies in the building, so that's a positive. And they're probably an upgrade from like whoever they had on the bench. So yeah, that could be a win there. But the difference between DeAndre and Nurkic, I know everyone we shit on DeAndre Ayton a lot, but he's better.
We don't shit on him. The fucking Suns do. They fucking hated this guy. So don't it's not a huge loss for them.
Yeah, it's not a huge loss. But I think he is better than Nurkic, and we'll see if Nurkic is healthy for playoffs. Jrue Holiday is he's the kind of the key to all of this because he's not a bad player. Like, he's one of the I don't want to rank him right now, but he's one of the better point guards in the league, or guards, I mean. And he's one of the best defenders in the league. And that's kind of been the staple of this Milwaukee team, is being the best defense in the league. And now you take that away and you replace him with Dame, who is notoriously one of the worst defending point guards in the league. And does his amount of scoring kind of make up for that lack of defense? And how's it going to look in crunch time when the other team is just going at Dame every play? So it kind of yeah, you improved on offense, but you got worse on defense. You might have traded one thing for another. So I think it's kind of, pretty even trade.
I think the only, realistically, who clearly takes the fucking L here? Miami Heat. Miami Heat and Miami Heat fans. And everyone who covers Miami Heat. Fuck you. So you tried to strong arm the Trailblazers. You end up with shit. Pat Riley didn't even call back to make a counter offer to the Blazers and to hey, here's my best offer. So you got too cocky. You figured Dame said that he only wants to be here. So the only place he's going to come is Miami. And it just didn't work out. I don't know if you've seen afterwards, Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler were bitching about it. They were like, hey, there has to be tampering. This is ridiculous. I'm calling the NBA to do an investigation. There has to have been tampering with this. What are we doing here?
I'm pretty sure there was a report that last week Dame opened it up to Milwaukee and Brooklyn to also be destinations. So once that happened, it was kind of like, all right, I give it to the Blazers for winning this trade just on saying fuck Miami. to not kind of falling into them and saying we'll give you whatever because no one else wants this. So props to them for standing their ground. And they get Jrue Holiday. Yeah, their team is
They're
overflowed
not
with
going to get Jrue
guards.
Holiday, so they're going to move off of Jrue
Yeah,
Holiday.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying he's kind of the key piece to this because they can get now more compensation from someone else for Jrue Holiday. And that kind of opens the floor to this discussion. Who's going for Jrue Holiday now? Because Miami could get him.
Warriors. He's a Warrior, bud. He
Chris
actually
Paul?
fits what the Warriors do. So, Warriors.
You flipping Chris Paul for Jrue?
Shit, if they'll take him.
I mean, imagine like how I think Chris Paul should become this guy that he was in OKC. Be the veteran leadership for young guys and help them overperform and make a playoff run. That's what he could be for this Portland team. And I really want to see that rather than him play with Steph Curry.
God damn it. I know. Did you see Steve Kerr was like, we have 6 starters? And it's like, shut the fuck up, Steve. Shut the fuck up.
It's so stupid, man. Like,
you're retarded.
You're just trying to like protect Chris Paul's ego so much, which is saying like he's not going to want to work in this culture.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So let's get him off the squad already. But like, let's go ahead and talk about another storyline that branched off of this. The Portland Trailblazers. So I guess Damian Lillard went back to Portland and was like working out with the team. And the owner told the owner, hey, you know what? Since we couldn't get a deal done, like I'm back. And the owner was like, no, like there's no coming back. So we're going to get rid of you. Damn. And people are pissed. Like, I don't know why, because again, Damian Lillard bitched the entire offseason about how he didn't want to be in Portland, how he wanted to be in Miami, constant videos, so much to the point where the NBA had to tell both Damian Lillard and his agent, you need to cut this out. There's no way that you are not going to perform if you stay in Portland. So like, figure it the fuck out, dude. Like they need to tell him to pump the brakes. That's how bad it was. And people are upset that the Portland Trailblazers were like, nah, like we don't want you here if you don't want to be here. What?
It's almost like, I mean, the Blazers ownership is, I kind of side with them a little bit where they're saying, hey, look, you're our best player of all time in our franchise. You're probably one of the best scorers of all time in NBA history. You're a top 75 player. But like, what have you done? Like, we've never been a contender, never been close. And yeah, that's on us too for not like helping put the piece around it. But we tried. And I mean, other guys have that on their resume. Like James Harden, they've built a contender around him before. Like Russell Westbrook, they've built a contender. Durant, like Kyrie. And I don't think Damian Lillard is on that same level as them. Do you think he is?
No, hands down, no.
And he's over here acting like he's LeBron. Like, hey, I'm going here. Like, I don't care what you think. And that's just not how it works. Well, it works sometimes like the NBA if you have that sway. But if you don't have the right contract to do that, and you don't have the right level of stardom to do that, then what are we doing here? You're going to go where we're going to trade you.
I don't feel fucking bad for Dame at all. Like, he literally just signed last season an extension with the Trailblazers, and everyone was like, what are you doing? Like, what? And he's like, yep, I'm loyal to my soil. I'm here. I don't run from the grind. And at the end of the day, like, they didn't send him to fucking Charlotte to die. Like, they sent him to a contender with another superstar that has a really good track record. So yeah, like they sent him in a really good situation.
Yeah, he's the one too that made this whole big fucking stink about, oh, not running from the grind, not leaving my team, blah blah blah. And now it's like you're doing the same thing that everyone's doing, but you're doing it worse. You're doing it the Bradley Beal way, where you want your cake and eat it too because you got your contract, you got your fucking max deal, and now you're gonna complain that you're not winning.
Yep.
Like, bro, choose a thing and stick to your morals. But I mean, have you seen what's going on in Charlotte?
Yeah, fucking crazy, dude.
Charlotte, they're like talking shit to each other on social media. Charlotte's players are literally having internet beef with each other. It's hilarious.
Is Kai Jones is on some stuff or what's going on, dude?
He said, "Have you ever seen?" He was like posting. Have you ever seen whoever this center ever go to his left and pull up and make the shot?
Oh, yeah. He's like, what?
Yeah, this NBA season is gonna be good though. Do you think this makes Bucks the top contender? Or where do you think this puts them?
This puts them like I mean, it kind of keeps them in the same spot. Like, so they are contending in the East. It's them. Maybe Miami again. I don't know. People are shitting on Miami right now.
I mean, at the end of the day, they have the same roster and like they're pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, but we just seen they just didn't have. So the thing with like Miami is it's a lot of like we're gonna try really hard and like how consistently are you going to be able to do that? It's like it reminds me of the Minnesota Vikings last year where they won a lot of very close games just solely based off of you can't repeat it. Like, you know what I mean? Is that repeatable? I don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, we've been asking that for a few years now, though, and they've kind of answered it. So I think it is just a year-to-year thing with them. Because yeah, let's be a team. Let's do teamwork and work really hard together. Is kind of like that's their own. They're the only ones with that mindset in the NBA.
You see, Miami has no interest in James Harden.
Nobody wants James Harden in that contract,
bro. That's the worst spot for James Harden. The nightlife, the food, like, nah, he couldn't do it.
It sucks though because I think Dame would have been good on Miami. Because what do they need? A scorer. That's like their main thing that they need. And if the deal is falling apart because they didn't want to trade Tyler Hero needs to be a fucking all-star this year or something.
Yeah. I mean, each year that I think pretty much every year that Tyler Hero's been there, there's been trade talks about him.
Yeah.
So like,
he needs to step up. That's it. He needs to step up. Or get Jack Harlow in there, coach him up.
For reals.
All right, guys. I think that's everything for today. Let us know in the comments how you think this deal went down. Who won the trade? Are Bucks going to win the title now?
All right. Later.